Namo Buddhaya, Bante.
Namo Buddhaya Bante.
Namo Buddhaya Bante.
Hello, everyone. It's almost 8 p.m., so we're going to start the program soon. We're just going to wait another minute for anyone else who will join. Okay, we will start the program soon. Hello, everyone. Namo Buddhaya. Welcome to Indonesian Buddhist Fellowship of Canada, IBFC Dhamma program. I hope everyone is well and in good health. Tonight's Dhamma talk is focusing on mental health with topic how to use Buddhist teaching and Dhamma to approach or deal with mental health issues in today's world and in our day-to-day lives. And Dhamma program tonight will consist of chanting and then Dhamma discussion and Q&A session. And will be closed with sharing merits. All will be led by Bante. And before we start, please be informed that this program is hosted live on YouTube to be recorded. And the content will be made available on IBF's YouTube channel. We'll disable your camera function for privacy purposes, with the exception of Bante. And since this program is open for public, we encourage you to be mindful, respectful, and avoid asking questions that might offend others during the Q&A sessions. And I would like to introduce our Dhamma program, our Dhamma teacher tonight, who is rather special, as we are very fortunate to have Bante Dr. Ganggoda Wila Chandima with us. And a brief introduction about Bante Chandima. In 2015, he earned his PhD in Sanskrit from the University of Srijaya Wadanepura in Sri Lanka. And among many of his roles as a Buddhist scholar and in Buddhist teachings, Bante is an assistant professor of Buddhist philosophy at Ateneo de Manila University in Philippines. He is also the associate editor of the Journal of International Buddhist Studies at the Buddhist Research Institute in Thailand. In social media platform, he is the voice behind the highly regarded blog Patisota. For more details of Bante's works, teaching, or Dhamma videos, you can visit Patisota blog, YouTube channel, and Facebook. Namo Buddhaya, Bante. Thank you for being with us tonight.
Namo Buddhaya, Sister Sari. Thank you for the introduction. Yes.
Yeah, this is IBFC first Dhamma program with Bante, so we are eager to listen to the Dhamma, learn together, and then hopefully there will be more opportunity in the future for Dhamma program with Bante. Very happy and grateful to have you tonight, Bante. Okay, everyone, we will start. Yeah.
Same to me. At the same time, I wanted to thank IBFC, especially Kelly and Armin and all the Kalyana Mitras who connected with me earlier. And I've been to Indonesia, and I've been to the invitation of Sister Armin for conducting a retreat, meditation retreat in Padang. So I got to know some of the Kalyana Mitras from Indonesian part. And anyways, Thank you for this connection. So I think, are we going to go to the slides and start off with the puja part,
Yes.
right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, we will start the programs, Dhamma soon. So for all participants, please mute your microphone if you haven't done so. And I humbly ask Bante to take the lead of the program. Please, Bante.
Yes. Okay. So Vandana part. Let's say sadhu, 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 and recite Namo Tassa Bhagavatu 3 times. Namo Tassa Bhagavatu Arahatu Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavatu Arahatu Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavatu Arahatu Samma Sambuddhassa. Tisarana. So please repeat after me. This is leading to the 5 precepts. Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dhammang saranang gacchami. Sanghang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Next slide, please. Panchasila, 5 precept. Please repeat after me. I think I'm going to lead you in Pali first. Panati pata viramani sikha padang samadhiyami. I observe the precept of abstaining from killing things. Adinnadana viramani sikha padang samadhiyami. I observe the precept of abstaining from stealing. Kamesu michachara viramani sikha padang samadhiyami. I observe the precept of abstaining from sexual misconduct. Musavada viramani sikha padang samadhiyami. I observe the precept of abstaining from telling lies. Surami raya majjapama dattana viramani sikha padang samadhiyami. I observe the precept of abstaining from taking intoxicating drinks and drugs. To sum up, I follow these precepts for happiness in this life, for rebirth in heaven, and to realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, this is the part where we're going to do the puja. So first of all, we are going to start with contemplating the 9 great qualities of the Buddha. As you can see in the translation, we will, just to minimize the time, save the time, we'll only do the Pali part. So if you are interested, you can see this translation. Let's put our palms together and say sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Iti piso bhagava arihang samma sambuddhu vichacharana sampanno sugatpulu kavidu anuttaro purisa dhamma sarathi sattha deva manussanang Buddho Bhagavati. Dhamma's qualities. There are 6 great qualities of the Dhamma. You can see on the side of the English translation. Let's recite together. Swakkhatu Bhagavata Dhammo Sandittiku Akaliku Ehi Passiku Upanaiku Pachattang Viditabbu Vinyuheti. Next is the contemplation or reflection of the qualities of the Sangha. There are 9 great qualities of the Sangha. Supatipannu Bhagavatu Savaka Sanghu Ujupatipannu Bhagavatu Savaka Sanghu Nyaya Patipannu Bhagavatu Savaka Sanghu Samichi Patipannu Bhagavatu Savaka Sanghu Yadidang Chattari Purisa Yugani Atta Purisa Pungala Esa Bhagavatu Savaka Sanghu Ahuneyu Pahuneyu Dakhineyu Anjali Karaniyu Anuttarang Punyakhetrang Lokasati. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Yeah, Dhamma talk, mental health, using Buddhist teachings and Dhamma to approach mental health in today's world. It's a very large, broad topic. First of all, let me say a very good evening, Dhamma friends, to those who are joining from Toronto, Canada, and a very good morning to you who are joining from Indonesia, and I'm here from Philippines, and some of them should be from Malaysia as well. So, yes, is Sister Fen with us at this moment? She should be with us, I think. Sister Feng, are you here? Fine, sorry, Sister Feng. Sorry, I missed it. Yeah, so as I was discussing with you, our plans, I just explained a little bit about the topic, probably 5 minutes, and then just to engage with all of you, as you told me that you've been starting back this series after COVID, right? So to engage more of you, we would go as a Q&A session. I mean, we already have questions, so then we will be letting others to ask questions by raising the virtual hand, and then if you are shy, you can just type in the comments below. Okay, so mental health. The whole Buddhism is the well-being of body, mind, if you can say in modern words, emotions. So if the mind and body, if the body and mind are not going to be healthy, then we are going through the very problem that the Buddha is talking. What is the very problem the Buddha is talking? Dukkha. D-U-K-K-H. This is the very problem. But dukkha has many meanings. But the Protestant translation that was added by many Western scholars in 18th, 19th century was suffering. So if you look at Pali, you will find out dukkha is not initially suffering. Because suffering also has different meanings too. So dukkha is initially dissatisfaction. That means people can be frustrated. Just because they are frustrated, can we call that they are suffering? I don't think so. Sometimes somebody might be frustrated, annoyed for a moment of time, and then again switching on to the other pole opposite of the particular activity, experience, phenomenon. So dukkha, the Pali word dukkha, which the Buddha talks about, that this is the issue in our life, and we have to find out the answers. The answers come from a very structured path, which you call as Noble Eightfold Path. But then again, dukkha is what we have to understand. The more we understand dukkha in the proper healthy way, the happier we become. And then at the same time, mental health, physical health, not even mental health, physical health, mental health, emotional health, they are really going to get increased because of our conscious decisions, because of how we going to interpret our own dukkha. Dukkha is not a certain, what you call, a certain stand-alone something. It's the way how we perceive life. It's the way how we perceive things. Now, say for instance, you might see that there may be someone who is not, rich compared to somebody, but that person can be happy compared to somebody who is not poor. Maybe the vice versa, uh, you know, aspect can also be happening. So the thing is that dukkha cannot be understood just the way how it is from outside. So most of the dukkha arise the way how we look at the dukkha, the how we perceive the dukkha, the way how we interpret, the how we understand in our own ways. So if you really want to level up your mental health, you need to have a healthy understanding. You need to have a healthy interpretation to your dukkha. So that's the most important thing that we'll be discussing through the questions and answers after this. And Buddha generally says that dukkha arises from craving, right? Craving. So this is the main thing. But the thing is that can we use our senses, they are of the objects, in a way that we don't increase our craving? Are there any healthy ways of enjoying our sensual pleasures? Yes, there are. So then we can enjoy them without them bringing into craving. So craving is the issue. Once our sensual pleasures are going into a level of craving, then more dukkhas are coming. But as long as you are actually keeping them down below the craving as a lay person, because I'm talking to lay people, not to the monks and nuns, then you are happy. Then that means you can maintain your well-being. That means emotional, physical, mental well-being. And in today's world, things like what you call anxiety, depression, disorders, even suicidal thoughts, these are uh, what you call problems, issues that many people are going through, and especially our younger generation. They are mostly, starting their life from a certain era where materialism is too much heavily, what you call, maintained, proposed, maybe developed, not like somebody who is born long time ago. So then, if somebody is born during probably last couple of 2 to 3 decades, that means they can see that there's a high level of materialism going on. That means then, if you are starting out, that means life is something to them that they have to plan well. They need to be perfect. They need to go to their ideal dream jobs. They need to go to their ideal dream relationships, right? And the money. So all these are kind of different aspects of that new thinking. So when they are not able to fulfill them, then their bodily, mental, emotional aspects are kind of reacting to them throughout these mental health issues. So today we are going to discuss what Buddhist teachings can help someone who's struggling from any of these things to actually overcome these issues. All right, so Sister Fang, I think we can go for the Q&A, and then thereby we will discuss our rest of the Dharma things that will help many to engage. Yes.
Okay, Bante. Farid, can you please share the screen for the Q&A?
Anyone with question, you can raise your hand. right?
Yeah.
Or Bante, or type in the chat box.
Yes, there are options. One is there are questions that we already got, and in addition to those, like these questions, in addition to these questions, if you have questions, once we what do you call finish these questions, you can raise your virtual hand. So then the moderator will let you speak with video or audio, or if you are not comfortable with that, you can uh, type in the comment chat box only. Yeah, either way. Yes. Okay, the first question, how would you describe uh, my overall mental health right now? Okay. Overall mental health right now. Yes. Yes, I think we are here because we understand that Buddhist teachings can help us to grow us better. So understanding that there are things we can do to our mental health is the first move. For those people who are really struggling, perhaps although they have met certain support, what do you call uh, support people from certain professional areas, they might be having a different understanding. But in Buddhism, what we can say is that any mental health issue can be overcome by following the required Buddhist teachings. So then, definitely, you all are good at this point. At the same time, we want to learn more about teachings of the Buddha to specifically cater to specific questions. Yeah. Yeah. The next question. What do you find to be the biggest stresses in our daily life? Oh, if this is coming from a university student. Okay, so I think the biggest thing is that perfectionism, I think, because everyone is asked to be perfect in their academic activities, at the same time, scoring well, letter grades, sometimes living up to the parents' expectations if they are supporting for their studies, and then meeting deadlines, time management. I think that's important. We can start with talking about time management. Now, how important is the time management as a student or as anybody? Now, Buddha talks about two things with regard to time management. The number one is appamad. Appamad means, maybe I can type in, you can see this Pali words. Appamad, call it diligence. So appamada comes from two aspects. One is secular aspect. The other one is non-secular, I would say spiritual aspect. So the Buddha said that the most important Dhamma practice that we must have before mindfulness, compassion, metta, and all these is appamada. Why is it? He's giving us an example. The example is in one of the suttas, he's asking monks to think about that there are many footprints in the jungle, footprints of many animals. Is it possible for any footprint of any other animal to fit in into the footprint of an elephant, adult grown elephant? Yes, because the elephant footprint is the largest in the forest. In the same way, tiny minor Dhamma concepts such as patience, metta, karuna, mudita, upekka, mindfulness, all these tiny little Dhamma concept practices uh, work, maybe arise, maybe grow within the practice of appamada diligence. Why is it? What is appamada? Otherwise, we won't be able to understand. Appamada means being punctual in our Dhamma practice, not being late in our Dhamma practice. What is being late in our Dhamma practice? Let's say someone is delaying the practice of Dhamma. Someone is putting off the certain practices. Maybe I'm so busy this time. I will do it next year. I will practice compassion next year. I will practice metta next year. I don't want to forgive someone this year, 2025. Maybe I want to hold this grudge for another 2 years, and then in the third year, I'm going to forgive that person. right? So then putting off all these good Dhamma qualities. Perhaps I am very jealous about somebody that I know, and then I don't want to accept his or her success. Maybe when I'm getting okay, when I'm doing well, I might be able to understand this. So I mean, putting off time, procrastination in terms of practicing spiritual qualities. So this will be the biggest issue in that person's daily life as a person, as a Buddhist, as a non-Buddhist, because with that mindset, the person will not be able to practice loving kindness, compassion, altruistic joy, or equanimity, because all these are working only within the upper mother bracket. Otherwise, you are not going to make it happen. So, the biggest stressors in terms of daily life is not understanding this diligence. I mean, not being able to punctual in the Dharma practice. Also, on the other hand, we are supposed to be punctual in our daily life. So we are the time agents. We are the time managers of our own. So we need to understand that how to manage my time healthily, happily, at the same time, wisely. Yes, it should be a wise management of time, not even for my secular activity, not even to go to the gym or go for a walk, talk to somebody, but also for my overall well-being management, which has the spiritual part. So the biggest stresses for many people is not being able to manage their time. Diligence is the matter. The Buddha said, diligence is the blueprint of anybody's spiritual life. It's just like the elephant footprint is the largest where other footprint of the animals can be fit into that. Time management, that is number one. Second is that being able to think that there are solutions to my problems. How many people are there thinking from morning to evening that I have a problem, nobody can solve that problem, nobody can give an answer? Buddhism always says to be positive. There is a short answer and there's a long answer. I think a lot of people might have a certain glimpse of the long answer, but short answer. That means being able to accept that I can find an answer for this. Be that whatever the thing, maybe exam stress, maybe depression, maybe what you call compulsive disorders, maybe suicide, suicidal thoughts. These are sometimes not real responses to our problem. They are just reactions to. Let's say someone is trying so hard about something. My life is so miserable. Why is it? There are no people who can help. And I don't want to hear a lot of religious things too, and thinking that there is always pessimism, there are no answers to my problem, and then thinking that with that understanding, no responses, no problems to my problem. So I always struggle with the reactions that I'm having to this thing. So that means the second thing is that being able to understand that there is a solution to any problem in Buddhism. If the Buddha says that there is a solution to our all the dukkha, the larger, broader aspect of dukkha, then what about the suicidal thoughts? What about our daily frustration? What about money problem? What about family problems? They must have a solution. But you need to find out a wise person to, to find it out. You might not be able to find it out because your world might be a small world. Somebody who can think larger, broader, wiser can tell you that short answer uh, and then long answer. That is why you are here, maybe to learn from Buddhism, right? So I think those two things are enough at the beginning. We will discuss more. That means number one is time management. Not being able to time manage timing is a big issue for many people, and that needs a lot of commitment and understanding. Second is what you call being able to have a positive attitude that there are answers to my any problem in my life, but that answer could be both short and long. Yeah. Third question. Managing stress during exams and deadlines. This is, I think, for students definitely. Now, what is happening now? How are students writing their exams and then doing their assignments? I think in the last minute. Let's say tomorrow is the deadline, and then they are starting to do it by tonight. They might say that no, I have other assignments. Right? But I think then again we go back to the time management, right? Especially if it involves lots of brainstorming and everything, we need timing for that. We need planning early. So if this is put into a normal person here, how to manage your deadlines, right? So planning early and understanding what to do, right? So then not waiting until something is going to be up, something is going to be finished. So acting early is a good thing. Now let's take in a Dhamma practitioner perspective. Uh, you are thinking that you can handle anger, right? And then you are thinking that you can do it, you can make it happen. But all of a sudden, you are becoming angry. You are not having enough time to uh, stop it. So that means even for our reactions, in our emotional reactions to our daily life, we have to plan early. Maybe if I know that today I'm going to meet with somebody that I don't like, definitely I might come with a certain anger if I'm not careful about it. So I had to plan out today I'm going to be meeting. So I had to be mindful about my speech, mindful about my actions, mindful about everything with this person. So you are planning early. But if you are not planning early, then you meet that person, all of a sudden things are going to take a topsy-turvy turn. That means a kind of an explosive turn. Then you can't stop it. That means early planning is necessary to manage our emotional health, our mental health, definitely exams, definitely meeting deadlines in terms of it. So for students, don't wait until time is coming up. Plan early. Okay. Next question, please. Have you ever felt overwhelmed to the point where it affected your mental? Yeah, I mean, this is a normal question to everybody. I think if we are not maintaining that preparation, it can happen. It can affect. Let's say today I'm good. I plan well. I plan early. But if I don't continue planning this thing, it might, uh, you know, uh, do the same thing. It might happen. This might happen to us. Question number 5. Okay, now this is a question to everybody. Do you feel comfortable talking to someone about your mental health, such as a counselor or a close friend? I think this is an icebreaker. I mean, a lot of people they have a wall there. When they have a problem, they don't know who to talk. They might talk to a counselor. I remember when I was in Ottawa, there was somebody who approached to my temple. And he said that I'm not saying I'm not bragging myself. He's been to 7, 8 psychologists. They were not able to tell a way out of the problem. Rather, they are telling manage my problem. It's like a painkiller. Then he was finding out Buddhism gives us a very clear answer to his problem. He was very happy and he was telling us that I think those 7 psychologists must come to the Buddhist temple and then to learn from us. Anyways, we are not saying something bad about psychologists, and those people. It's that we have to understand if I have a problem, if I keep it to myself, what is happening to me? So I'm struggling every day. I will be sick. I will be suffering a lot. I'll be very uncomfortable. So I think we have to break that ice at home. But be careful. Don't talk to, don't let yourself be open to someone who is not very, right for your problem. So that means you have to find out either a counselor or a spiritual counselor or somebody. We have to be comfortable. We have to break that ice. Otherwise, answers are not coming to us out of blue. Yeah. How to cope up with feelings of anxiety, depression. First of all, if I were that person, we have to go back to the source of my anxiety and depression. Not that what is happening to me now because of anxiety, depression. Yes, anxiety, depression, they are very pressurized feelings. So if we are anxious about something, depressive about something, we need to go back to the source and think about why it happens. What is the cause of this anxiety, depression? And then you will understand maybe a misunderstanding. Maybe my wisdom is not too enough to understand. Maybe I put it in a very, what you call a marginalized fractional way of that particular event. Then I go back to Dhamma teachings, wise attention, yoniso manasikara. right? This is one interesting thing about this point. Yoniso manasikara. This means wise attention. So again, I'm going to use Yoniso manasikara for the feelings of anxiety and then depression. How do I use Yoniso manasikara? The Buddha said that wise attention is the starting point to the Noble Eightfold Path. That means being able to see every phenomenon down to its origin. I will give you an example. Say that there is an iceberg. I mean, if it is an iceberg in the ocean, which part of the iceberg can be seen? The top part, right? The tip of the iceberg can be seen. But most of the iceberg is lying down below the ocean, sea level. But what if that I am to understand that iceberg is the tip? Maybe I might not even call it tip. This is iceberg. And I don't have the capacity to think about, even I don't see that part, the invisible part, the most of the part of the iceberg that is lying down below the sea level. That means I have at least certain fuller, bigger understanding about the iceberg. In the same way, when people are looking at their problems with regard to anxiety, stress, depression, whatever, they are only looking at a certain fractional, marginalized area of the problem and they're trying to react to that. Buddha said, no, it doesn't work. It's not a full look at of the problem. So you have to bring wise attention so that you can see the fuller, broader perspective of the problem. Then you can find out a broader answer as well. If you find a small area, small answer, it might come back bigger. But if you look at the larger, broad area, you can find out the broader, larger uh, answer to that question. So going back to the source of the issue that you are struggling at that point, that will definitely minimize. You will be instantly happy. I tell you, normally people are instantly happy for the sensual pleasures because they can see it, they can hear it, they can smell it, they can touch it, they can taste it. But how to be instantly happy? If you know what's happening, you are instantly happy. Instant happiness arising, not not as a very small trigger, but as a full understanding. The other thing is that we are always asking us, why am I unhappy? Why am I miserable? Why am I worried? This why question. But are you asking the same question from you when you are happy? Have you ever asked from you when you are very happy, you're going on a tour, you are very happy, you are enjoying, you are having good time with somebody, you are eating something, good, sumptuous, delicious. Have you ever asked this question? Why am I happy? You never asked that question. Why to ask a question when I'm happy? So that means we have to understand is why question sometime can be a trigger of our misery. But you might go and ask it. So I'm asking you to think about then how to answer those questions. Probably nobody can answer these questions because it's only you who know the source of your problem. And then sometimes nobody can answer those questions. Only when you get into the pure silence at a certain time in your life, then you feel the answers to these questions. In the pure silence, you get to find out your own answers. No philosophers can find out answers for this. No teachers can find out answers for this. By yourself, when you tap into the pure silence, answers are coming to you. Sangha members, teachers, they can help you, but real answers are coming to you in that pure silence. So for this question, going back to the source, you will find out. Yeah, next question, please. Have you ever experienced any thoughts of self-harm, suicide? How did you deal with it? Actually, not for me, definitely asking from somebody. Self-harm, suicide, they are coming to us when our world is too small, when our world is too big. If you think you can do something better to everybody, to us, to myself, and to other people, you are thinking, why to die? I had a lot of things. I had to help out other people. I had to grow as a good person. So when the world is too small, more self-harm can come to us. I think that this is the only happiness I can have. If somebody take it away from me, I can't be happy. I'm gonna die. So I think number one is that believing that there is an answer, and then to expand the horizons of our thinking patterns, attitude patterns, and the world, and also the opportunities. Think about rejection. This is something that a lot of people are having issues. When people are rejecting you, when employers are rejecting you, when schools are rejecting you, when you are laid off, a lot of people they take it as a problem. Maybe that is a place for us to look back whether we are doing it in a better way, whether we can whether we can be competent enough to understand that thing. Sometimes rejections are the best starting points of our own success. I think this is something that we see. When we are rejected, sometimes there's another door is open. One door closed, one door is open. Right? Maybe somebody is hurting us in a way, then we are going for a different approach and something else is happening. So we don't have to go to harm, don't have to go to suicide. We have to always think world is a bigger place. There are so many opportunities. We don't have to end our life. Dhamma side, if you kill yourself, panatipata, not veramani, it's panatipata. And then you are breaching the first precept. And every life you will have to go through a very early death, premature death. Who would like to die early? Everybody would like to live longer. So then there are consequences. So that means understanding that there are answers to any of our questions. Don't be shy, approach the right individuals. At the same time, think big. Think big is very important with wisdom. Yeah, next question, please. What do you think is the most common mental health issue that uni students face? I think it's the expectation, unmet expectations. So, I think they have to think big. They have to find out bigger plans in their life. So then, going beyond perfection, maybe when they going beyond perfection, they might be perfect as well. They might do better than how they thought earlier. So going beyond their expectation brackets. I would give you an example. There is a student who is thinking that I would like to obtain a C plus. Probably this is the passing mark, general passing mark in the exam. But because the student is thinking that I did not do well in my studies, I only need just a passing mark. In the actual examination, the person is way behind C plus, end up with probably a failing mark. And there's somebody who might think, yeah, I did some studies, but could not fulfill the whole thing. Then I would like to end up with an A minus. But in the actual examination, we'll be ending up way before A minus, probably B plus. But there is a student, the most important part, who is thinking, I don't want a letter grade. I want to study well, as requested, as instructed by the instructor, professor. I just want to study everything properly as they were recommended to us. I want to do the best. I want to do well in my exam. And this student, without any expecting a letter grade, will score the best in the class. So sometimes, if we are trying to create expectations, we may need to have a certain shadow expectation. But if we are really be specific on our expectation, this is the suffering. This is the dissatisfaction that we are having in life. Like how we are expecting in Dhamma path. Do I want to be a Sotapanna, Sakadagami, Anagami? No, I want to attain Nibbana. Right? I might end up with Sotapanna. Let's say when I die, I'm not a Sotapanna. Let's say I will not be a Sotapanna when I die one day. At least I'm happy. I know how to become a Sotapanna. I carry that memory to the next life. That's how we look at it. So the most common mental health issue for uni students is putting up a lot of high-end expectations. Lower your expectations, do well. You'll be there. Yeah, next question, please. I think we will do 10 questions and we will open up the floor just to interact. Pick up the rest later. Sorry. Are there any uni resources or support system available to help with mental health? Yeah, there are definitely. All universities, they have colleges, they have, please follow. Yeah, question 10. How important do you think self-care is in maintaining mental health? And what self-care practices do you engage in? This is the most important thing because Why is someone going to suicide? Why is someone going to have negative thoughts? It is because this person does not anymore believe in self-care. What is self-care in Buddhism? Buddha said practice 4 Brahma Viharas. Metta, Karuna, Mudita. Start with metta. Every day, every morning when you wake up, you have to say, um, may I be well and happy. And I want that well and happy thing to be on other people also. May I be kind to myself. Oftentimes people want to be kind to other people in the first place. No, may I be kind to myself. And then may other people also be kind. May that kindness go to them as well. So then self-care, that is the spiritual part. What about taking care of your health? Very, very important. That means physically you are taking care of yourself. You do exercises, you eat healthy food, and you do a meditation, and you planning healthily, you engage with the Kalyana Mitras. Right? So this kind of a overall perspective of self-care is very important because then that will help you to become a better person. All right, from this point onwards, can take up some questions from anybody here. I think we got a question here in the chat. Oh, that's a long question. My non-Buddhist friend won't go out from her home. It is really hard to step out from her house. It started from COVID and now it's getting worse. We haven't seen her for many years now, only chat on SMS. She's also busy taking care of her mom with Alzheimer's at home. I think she's lack of self-confidence and denial too. We advise her to talk to her pastor and doctor, somebody she trusts, try to think positive, but still no result. What the best advice for her? Yeah. So it seems to be that with the COVID situation, she has been accustomed to a certain life from being in the house. So that means I think you are saying that she's not only chat on SMS. Perhaps somebody has to make a connection to her. Become a Kalyana Mitra to her to break the ice that she's thinking as a fear to connect back with the people. Yeah. And then, as you say, that she's not a Buddhist at this point, I think a really good friendship can help. So, how to build up the friendship? So, that is the thing that we have to do at this point, and then slowly getting her into that platform of comfort, friendship. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, then questions, Lian? Yes, please. What's your question? Yes.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, we do hear you.
Okay. Sakihatu, Bante. I'm so sorry that I joined so late. But anyway, I'm glad that I'm joining right now. I know I'm late and I probably miss so many important things. But there's one thing that always come into my mind. It was about a feeling of guilty, a feeling of guilt, especially after I'm losing my husband like 2 years ago, and I'm still having a hard time or having a difficult with acceptance, like that she's gone or like she's already. I mean, it's just hard, but I know, like as a Buddhist, we cannot deny about being born and then someday you're gonna die, because that is something that condition you're gonna die anyway. But because of that, I tend to condemn myself. I feel like feeling guilty. I feel like not being good enough. All that thing always haunting me. Like I feel like so it's just not good for me. But once in a while, I will able to forget about it, but then it come back again. So it's not 100%. So my question is it normal when you are going through grieving, like you're not really 100% like able to forget, because we've been married for a long time anyway. So that's probably why, like the attachment probably really attached. But I really want to be able to cope that gradually, because it's not good like mentally, because sometimes I will cry when I go through his belonging, like I said, oh, it's just not good, like as a Buddhism, of course, this is not good when you're crying, right? But I just cannot stop it. It just automatic cry like that. So my question is, how do I cope with having difficult, like with acceptance? That's all my question, Mate.
The easiest answer is accepting what happened, but it is not easy.
That's true.
Okay, so the easiest answer is accepting what happened, not the truth. Don't go to the truth. It's harder than that. The truth is that everybody is subject to death. But accepting what happened is something that we tangibly saw in your life. You have seen that he passed away. So it needs lots of other things to help out that decision to come in effect. Say, for instance, time is very important. Now it has been 3 years. The level of attachment that we have. Attachment is not something that you are putting in, and it's emotional attachment. So, insofar as the emotional attachment has been working before he passed away and then now after, then definitely it takes lots of time to heal in that perspective. And it's not a bad thing to take that time. It's a good thing because that means it takes time, means that you are slowly understanding his worth and the pain. Worth and the pain, it will take time to happen. Okay? That's number one. So don't worry, it's still 3 years. And I don't think that it should finish because, say, for instance, somebody passed away 20 years ago. Still, when some people think about the memories, they are in tears. It's something normal because your crime means that person was that important to you. It's not just lust. It's not just greed. I think you are valuing about his support for you, care for you, and then overall family. It's being grateful, that gratitude, right? But the thing here now, what matters to you is that if you are crying all the time, that can affect your mental health. That is the problem. So we have to find out something for that. So what I'm saying is that keeping the gratitude level all the time, because you have a certain kind of non-accepting the thing of what happened to you, right? He passed away, but still you are not accepting. Yes, you have to accept that he passed away. He is not coming back to you. And in Buddhism, we have a positive attitude. He's reborn somewhere already. He's reborn already. He's not gone already. In Buddhism, we believe death is not the last point of anybody. In Buddhism, we believe they are reborn somewhere.
Correct.
I mean, you look at it from Christianity or other Abrahamic religions, and they are going to the heaven, right?
Yeah.
They are not even coming back to us again. But Buddhists, we have to be happy. They are coming back. They are coming back, and we can interact with them. How to interact with them? We can do a dana and then create merits and then think about him. Wherever he is reborn, we can give him. So I'm still supporting you.
Yes.
I cannot feel that it is stopped. No, I can still support you wherever you are. You may be reborn somewhere. I can give you good karmas. Every time I do even a small tiny thing light a candle, do a chanting, give a help to someone, anything, I'm thinking about you. So I'm still supporting. So then, I mean, just crying about this thing will not help because there is a sutta called Tirokudda Sutta. In the Tirokudda Sutta, let me tell you, it says that how the Buddha explained about the departed loved ones. He said, departed loved ones always tell their families and relatives, crying is not important to us. Give some good karma. We need good karma. Because you are only crying just because you cannot understand what happened. Give good karma. Then we are happy. Now you understand the true Buddhist teachings that they need good karma according to the life they passed away. But being grateful by thinking about it, there's no problem. So what you can do is that you have to still think I can connect to my deceased husband. by giving good karma. So then there's nothing broken in that. Physically, he is not here, but mentally, I'm giving good karmas to him. This is number one. Number two is that giving some time to understand. Give some time. With the time, you will be totally okay. Don't ask me a timeline, deadline. It will happen slowly, slowly. You'll be recovering, right? And I think you have a family, right? May have children, so right. Probably, if you have, you can do something together with them, with the husband, right? That is another thing. And then slowly, slowly, going to understand the bigger truth. Don't go to bigger truth right away. That means accepting what happened and the reality. It's what you call death is inevitable thing. That thing we need to understand. So you need to understand. So I think these couple of perspectives, that means giving good karmas to him, that you can definitely connect to him, and then what do you call letting uh, time heal you, and then accepting what happened to him and reality. These three will help you to cope up. And then crying, if you feel crying, you have to think about that. I'm doing something good. Why to cry? Because I'm doing something good for him. Crying means I'm only going to be not good actually, right? Which at a time I don't know where he is at this. So every time you cry, think about, no, I'm gonna use this time to give something to him. I minimize the crying. I maximize doing something for him.
That's correct.
That would be good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Adubodana.
Then we have Red Joe.
Okay, Namo Buddhaya Bhante. My question is, actually, I have two questions. The first question is that some people are born with chemical imbalances in their brain, so they have to take medicines to fight the depressions. So what's the solution on that one? That's the first question. Second question is that some people are born also with development autism during their lifetime. So what's the solution on how to tackle that problem? Thank you, Bhante.
Okay, similar questions in a way. Number one is that some people are born in a need of.
Yeah, some people are born with the chemical imbalances. The first question, chemical imbalances in the brain, so that they go into depression. So they have to take depression drug to maintain their mood. That's the first question. So how do you handle? So from the Buddhist perspective, how do you provide solutions for that one? The second question is that some people also born develop to be an autist person. So how are you going to solve that solutions? Thank you, Bhante.
Yeah. Buddhism is asking us to understand the cause and the effect. Not even the cause and effect, the middle part, conditions. Hetu, phala, pachya. I think I had to send you now, and then I will answer the rest. Buddhism is asking us to understand hetu, cause, then pachya, conditions between, and then phala, you can say effect or result. Now, the way how you ask me, you are asking me whether this is due to a certain karma or whatever. We cannot say like that. Say, for instance, there is someone, we take another example, there is somebody else who has a family that he or she has to work hard to give extra money to that family. Right? And there is another person who is reborn into another family. Everybody is okay. They can take care of themselves. But the first person has to make more money. So if you ask me why,
right? However,
so if you ask me, then why does that person make more money? Because he has to make more money. There are a lot of expenses coming up. In the same way, now in the first question you asked, there are some, they are reborn with certain need of neurochemical taking, whatever neurochemicals, and because probably their neurochemicals are imbalanced, inflamed in a way, so but they need to have it. Otherwise, as you said, they cannot be normal people. I think it's a normal phenomenon. It might involve certain karma in the past life. It might not involve certain karmas in the past life. So the Buddhist view is for that person, make it a normal life. To be honest, make it a normal life. Don't compare yourself to other people. Take healthy measures because everybody's body is different, right? Some bodies are needing what do you call potassium a lot. Some bodies are needing something else, right? Uh, and someone may be needing a lot of vitamin B. Someone may be need a lot of vitamin C. So in this way, we need to understand the diversity of the life standards, especially that is coming to everybody, rather than saying that why I'm good in that perspective, why you guys are not good in that system, that particular. We cannot ask that question. Different bodies are different, different people are different. So let's say for that person, if nobody is concerned about that person in that way, that person has to think this is a normal thing for me. I just do it. Make it a normal thing. Second thing is autistic child. Autism can come from many reasons. I think you may do your own research. So if I think the same thing applies to that kind of a kid. The thing is that we cannot bring karma to all these incidents. It might be a karma, it might not be a karma. Now, say for instance, uh, when a lady is going to give birth during the pregnancy time, she's having some bad food, right? And then the brain development of the child is impaired, right? I mean, some of the offhand researches about it. Let's say a mother is having lots of pineapple during the pregnancy, right? And then some of the offhand researchers might say that because you took a lot of pineapple, the child's brain function has been impaired. Maybe became a this could be one of the reasons. There are many other reasons. So I think it is not the child's problem. Probably the lady should have been more cared about. Man should have been more cared about the lady. Maybe a karma. So we never know. That's why we have to respect what has been happening. But if the things have come to a certain point, then autistic child will never become non-autistic at that point, accepting that and then creating a safe, comfortable life for that autistic child, accepting. That will be the way. Otherwise, according to Buddhism, we cannot say you were autistic because of your bad karma. We cannot say like that. Does it make sense? Okay. So we have
Thank you,
three
Bante.
questions. We have maybe three questions. We'll make it fast. Bante, sometimes we encounter bullies at school or the workplace that use harmful speech. As a victim, this can be really hurtful. It can lead to decreased confidence and negative thoughts. Understood? How would you recommend approaching this? What strategies can help to face this, and how can we change the narrative? Okay, either you have to walk away from the bullies, or you have to understand the bullies in handling these bullies. Okay, now say for instance, people can bully us differently. What are the types of bullying? I would like to ask from you. What are the ways people bully us? Now, as you say, words can be maybe they might be picking on us. Maybe they might say sarcastic words and so on and so forth. Can people bully us in different other ways too, making us victims? People can bully us in many ways. So, according to Buddhism, you can look for a way that you can deal with the bullies. That is, of course, possible. Say, for instance, when the bullies are bullying you, you can be mindful, aware about what you talk, how you uh, exist during that time. But my suggestion to you is that what if we can have an ability to avoid these bullies? I know you can't change your career overnight, right? You may not be able to change it overnight because maybe this is a good job. Like you are saying there are bullies at your work, maybe this is a good job. But then probably you are thinking how not to associate these people in the first place. That is number one. Maybe you can think about what are the ways I can change being with these people in the work self itself. That is number one. If you can do a change, maybe if you can limit the time that you are going to spend with, those kind of things are the first kind of things that you can do to these bullies. Second, if you cannot avoid that, if you cannot change your career, company, place, at that point, then how to respond to these people? Then I would introduce you the RAIN method. This is not my method. This is kind of Insight Meditation Society's activity. Let me write that for you. RAIN. RAIN is not the physical rain. So here R stands for recognize the bullying things without putting an anger onto them. You understand it. And then you are going to accept that this is an akusala. This is a thing that I should not respond back. And then you are going to investigate physically, mentally, emotionally. You are going to investigate this bully's mindset rather than thinking they are harming you. Maybe they have a problem in their life. Maybe their upbringing is not good. Maybe they have other problems in their life. Why to take them seriously? Finally, this is called N. N means non-identified. This is the most important thing when it comes to a certain negative thing to our life. We are constructing the bullies' activities to us. You need to deconstruct, cut that. You can think about, this is not me, that was not for me, because this is because and due to this person, the way of behaving, upbringing, maybe he or she has a problem, right? So this is something you can do if you cannot avoid the situation. But I rather advise you to avoid the situation, minimize the time you being with these people. Yeah, and you are saying that this can lead to decreased confidence. Okay, why can somebody become that influential to you? So you have to then, I think, create more understanding about your self-worth. I think I discussed earlier about this. Whoever is with us, whoever is saying whatever the words, you have to believe, you have to tell yourself, nobody can put me down. I am strong in my life to understand my life and whatever the negativity that is going around. So then who can put us down? They think they can put us down. No, you are not letting yourself put down. And you think this is a normal thing. This person is like this today, yesterday, last year, a few years back. So I think my suggestion is self-worth. Build your self-worth, number one. Your confidence and self-worth. To an extent, nobody can put you down. Number two is that avoid the situation if possible. In the worst case scenario, try to manage with the RAIN methodology. Okay. Next question here. Modern life often rewards ambition, hustle, and inner way. Requires us to compete with each other, competing for jobs. From Buddhist approach, how can we pursue success while not being consumed by the process and pressure of striving for more? That's interesting. How can we pursue success while not being consumed by the process and pressure of striving for more? I would also like hear any other ideas you may have about this stuff. Okay, now let's say we have to get going with the modern changes in the economy, society. Like we are not living anymore in the Buddha's time. In the Buddha's time, any job was not this complex. Say, for instance, butcher did the cutting part of the meat, but now butcher part and then the processing part, meat is one company, right? Jobs have been processed in a very different way. If you take the financial side, it is a very complex, messy structure too. I mean, according to how we look at it. So don't worry about the changes. Rather, try to understand what are the global changes in our life that are mattering to us. You are talking about a job. You say that we have to compete. So then probably if you think we have to compete, we have to develop us. We have to create a lot of self-worth. I mean, understanding the process will help you to become more suitable for the activity. Probably, why don't you only look for a job? Why can't you become your own entrepreneurs? Why don't you start your own company? Why don't you start your own place? These are also why do you think you have to always work for other people and they will control you? They will lay you off. So think about different avenues rather thinking we have to work traditionally all the time, like many years ago. So then you are saying, oh, it's a lot of competition. Have to enhance a lot of things. Sometimes in the future, you won't even have a chance to get into this competition. Right now, you are saying it's really competitive, but in the future, you are not able because so many people having so many qualifications. So think out of the box and plan for your work. That way, you are bringing wisdom to stay in a nice living. All right. Other questions? Yes. I think we have another 1 minute, and then we will leave probably 5 minutes for the transference of merits. Yeah, so we'll let other people ask any question about today. Mental health. One person, one question might be nice, right? Sister Sally? That would be nice. Yes. Yes, Julius?
Yes, Bante, Namo Buddhaya, Bante.
Yes. Namo Buddhaya.
I have a question here, Bante. So many of us sometimes don't even realize that we have a mental issue, like whether it's like a subtle or can be chronic that make us like very agitated and so on, right? As a Buddhist, what is the best way for us to be self-aware about this mental issue, and then like what Dhamma practice is good for us, like to help with avoiding that mental issue.
I don't think that we are mentally unhealthy, but other people made us mentally unhealthy. Say, for instance, now if you listen to a talk by an inspirational speaker saying that unlocking wisdom. Okay, so let's say you go for a talk, unlocking wisdom, powerful keys that will help you to unlock your wisdom. Now, my question is, who said the wisdom is locked in us? Who locked our wisdom? Nobody has locked it. That means wisdom is always there. I think these conditions in our life have made us to think that we are stuck in our life and things have been very difficult to us in that way. So, as you asked, you say that we have mental issues. Actually, I want to bring you to a sutta. There's one sutta, it's a bad translation by a very Buddhist famous scholar. You know how he translated? He translated that everybody who has not attained Nibbana, everybody who has not attained Nibbana is a mentally sick person. And quote unquote, the sutta. Actually, the sutta says that it is very hard to find someone who is mentally healthy. Hard to find. It's very hard to find someone who's healthy except the arahants. Now, what does it mean? As long as we attain Nibbana, we have our defilements, greed, hatred, delusion. All these mental health issues, other than the one that the other brother talked about, autism and then neurochemical issues, they are ones we have been creating in our life. Let me ask you a question, Brother Julius. What do you think the moment you were born into this world, was that mind that you had that time free from mental issues? If you say that you think that there are mental issues for everybody, what is the mind someone is born?
When we are born as a baby, you mean?
Yeah. Yes.
I think at that point, I think our mind is still
Okay.
pure and still basic.
Yes. That's why. That means we had a very bright, free mind. The Buddha said, Pavassara midam bhikkave chittang. Our mind is by default lustrous, bright at the time of the birth. But then tanchako agantukehi upakkilese upakkilitam. But when we are living, as time goes by, external defilements are coming to us, but they are also not bad. When people are angry with me, it's not bad for me. When people are jealous of me, it's not bad for me. But the way how I interpret that jealousy, the way how I condition that jealousy will be the problem. That's why we are saying that whatever the negativities around you at work, in family, what matters to your health is mental health is that the way how you condition that. Then don't need to blame anybody outside, inside the family. So let's say from a very traditional Dhamma point of view, yes, until we attain Nibbana, we may have mental health issues, but not the modern mental health issues, okay? Depression and all that. We can say we have defilements. We have greed, hatred, delusion, jealousy, frustration, want to outsmart other people, want to brag of about us and other people. These are going there. But don't always try to demonize these things too. Maybe these are things that people are going through. In a way, they know this is bad, but I want to fix myself. They are also doing their own work. So my suggestion to you is that don't need to hold that we are mentally sick, rather than think that unless, as long as we attain Nibbana, we may have to go through defilements. So we can do something for the defilements and we can be healthy. So this is my suggestion, rather than saying we are sick, mentally sick, so this life is like that. That will never help us to get out of that situation. Because if you take it from the modern psychology point, they are pointing out different disorders. Even you think about, they say even not being able to accept the changes is also a disorder. You can look it up on Google. What is it? Not accepting anicca. Actually, we do. Now, earlier, there was one lady who was asking that her husband passed away 3 years ago. Does it mean she's not accepting that he passed? She accepts in a way, but still not strong enough to accept that level, to that level. She accepts it in a way, but not to the level she built up her emotional attachment to the husband. But it's okay. She doesn't have to do it right away. It will slowly happen as time goes. And that's why I said to her that take it from a gratitude point onwards too, because you are grateful. So the answer is not to take our defilement issues until we attain Nibbana as a mental sickness, rather than that this is the nature of sentient beings. We have to work on it. Every day we are working on it. Some days we are good, some days we might not be good. Maybe we might be good for the whole time in a way. Make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay.
But I have maybe a follow-up questions on that. So some event, some like life event, which is very sad sometimes very hard to accept. It may cause really some like a change in our mind, so that we can become somebody that actually not mentally health. In a general term, we can say that okay, somebody is not mentally health anymore. So what kind of practice in Dhamma that actually can prevent that kind of a change in our mind?
Okay, now think about the earlier question about the passing away of a loved one. I think the moment he passed away, the suffering could have been very grave, right? Not like now, today. So, how to understand that? We can say that you can bring mindfulness onto that, understand this mindfulness. Uh, Probably what somebody can do at in time of those grave concerns is that being able to understand what could be the best solution for this situation. That would be the best, and there will not be a very what you call a full answer to that. Maybe at that time I have to make sure that I'm healthy. I'm going to find a healthy solution for this. rather than not going crazy, not going very frustrated. Right? So then every time we are frustrated, we are living in a very small world. Every time we are happy, we are living in a bigger world. I mean, I'm telling you in terms of what are the things happening in our life. So I think being able to understand what I'm supposed to do at that point. Now you're asking that. That means it is coming through mindfulness, being able to understand without any judgments. At the same time, uh, thinking what could be the best thing to do at that, especially if it is a death, if it's a loss of a job, if it is anything else. That will help you to bring whatever the necessary Dhamma concepts, be that kindness, metta, mudita. So, can you give me an example? Maybe I can be very specific on that at that point. What kind of situation is that?
It can be like an economic problem. People
Economic problem.
who
What kind of
previously
economic
rich
problem?
and then become very poor
Okay.
until
Very
it's very
interesting.
difficult to live. No place to
Okay.
live, no money to buy food. That's one
Okay.
example. And the other example is like a broken home, for example, losing one parent, for example. Somebody is used to be, to have like a complete family, and then suddenly the family is broken
Mm.
and it's falling apart. Like the
Broken in
world
the
is
sense
falling
of
apart on them. Right?
broken
So
in the sense of
it can be a divorce, and then
ah,
economically is
okay.
falling apart, right? It can
Okay.
be, yeah.
All
Somebody
right.
who face that kind of an issue can have like a mental change in their
Okay.
life. I
Okay.
witnessed this myself, actually.
So the two short answers to this is that we have to understand that Buddha always tells us, I mean, the flip side of this, to plan our finances. Financial freedom is number one in Buddhist Sutta, Singalovada Sutta, Pattakam Sutta, Anana Sutta. Buddha continuously talking that we have to prioritize certain areas of our life in terms of money and wealth management. Let's say, sadly, someone is going to be messed up because we never know. This can be money can be messed up anytime if there's not a full understanding. At that point, being wise to bounce back with that loss of money. If there is a bankruptcy, there's a loss of job. If there is something that maybe lending money to a bad person, being scammed, so then how to start over? How to start over? You have to think about. But the problem here is that if you are asking that suddenly, if this happens, maybe you have not followed the Buddha teaching about how to manage your finances. But let's say someone is not affordable, then at that point, we cannot say anything bad about, for that person to do something wrong. So one has to start again, life, in whatever the ethical way. On the other hand, let's say if there is a breakup or a divorce is going to happen, at that point, understanding that I'm starting a new life. At the same time, I'm not going to carrying any negative things that happened before. Forgiving these people, I'm moving forward. I have to move forward. That will help me to uh, figure out my life rather than putting blame on somebody else. Because I was also part of that decision when that happens. You can think about that. Okay, Julius.
Yeah.
Then,
Thank you, Pandey.
yes, fun. You have a question?
Yes, Bante, Namo Buddhaya.
Yes.
I do
I'm
have
a
a
good time.
question. What would you advise for us in daily life when we have to deal with our job, family, and other things to make have like a good mental state? Because looks like
Good, good mental.
our emotional is up and down due to our
Yeah.
job in daily life, and also if we have to deal with a person that is like maybe a client or something, customer or something else, or even child or other family member. So how do we what do you advise how to have a good mental state like upeka in our daily life?
Now I have a question back to you. What is more manageable? Is it more manageable with the work people or the family people? Family people more manageable, supposed to be, right?
Yes.
Supposed to be more manageable because they are
Yes.
under you or you are with them. Work people, I don't think that much.
We
There are
cannot
certain
control
roles.
it, Bante.
Yeah, you can't do that at certain levels. So what I'm saying is that then you need support. You need a good situation from your household to understand your work life. Let me tell you number one. Number one, number one thing that we expect in a family from Buddhist perspective is a good communication. A good communication means clarity and being able to speak to the person in a very clear communication. This is number one. I don't know that this is really happening because nowadays a lot of households have a communication breakdown. Why is it? They are not eating together. They are in their phones, right? So the communication has a breakdown. So I'm not saying that everybody has to put down the phone and eat together. What I'm saying is that whatever the way that you are running the household, there should be a clear, transparent communication among men. That's number one. Number two, people in the household by now nowadays don't listen to each other that much. They want to talk only. They don't listen to each other. So communication is a back and forth, two-way perspective. So when that two-way perspective in a family happens, it does not happen right away. Okay? It has to happen when you build up very what do you call understandable relationships. Not that you like someone, you marry and then you stay together and you are asking that person to listen to you. This is happening when the understanding is really clear. So then you can manage your work life. Otherwise, don't think that you can practice upekka every time they go mad before you. It's very difficult because every time the house has a lot of miscommunication. You think you practice metta karuna. Is it easy? I don't think it's easy because you expect these family members can understand me, can understand our future, can understand my life because I'm with them for the 16, 17 hours. So that thing, I think building up the family in terms of clarity communication is very important. Verbal, non-verbal communication. Sometimes we would like to do non-verbal communication by phone, WhatsApp, whatever apps. Why don't we talk to them directly? Have a clear communication. Talk to them, understand them, more clarity, more understanding. This is the key to happiness. And then that happiness will help you, whatever the bad person in the workplace going to do a bad thing to you. Like earlier, somebody said bullying, maybe work problems, and all that. So that is my suggestion from Buddhism. Buddhism always says words have to be clear. Don't tell any words to anybody when they are not clear to you, when they are not clear to them. So how to talk clearly, you need mindfulness, what I'm going to talk to them. And then when you are talking like that, also give more window buffer zone to listen into. Listen more as well. So this will help. Other concept you are talking metta, karma, they are higher concept. They will not arise within you if you don't have the communication. They are just good things. If you want them to arise, you need that happy household. Understanding happy household, then practice, bring them, those Brahma Viharas or illimitables, divine abodes into the house. And you can manage your work. All right.
Okay, thank
We
you.
can take one more question and we will go to the transcript on that. Yeah.
Okay, one more question. Anyone for Bante? Or maybe Bante, we can ask one more question from the previous slide.
Previous slide. Actually, Sister Fang has a slide too. Maybe we go to that slide.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a white
right.
A4 kind of one. Yeah, let's go to that one.
Balik, the third file, balik.
Felix, can you please sharing the blue presentation?
No, the file. Sorry, the white one.
The white?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not this one, the other one, white.
The white.
I don't think I received the white one yet.
I have it
Ah.
open, so let me share. Maybe I can share. This is the one. Right? Is this the one, Bane? Yeah.
Can you make it a little bigger? Okay, so I think this was the abstract that you were thinking on your side. So I might take one of the questions that can highlight a lot of them. Karma is one thing we can take. Then meditation we discussed already. Okay, let's take karma. I think maybe you can stop the sharing. Okay, let me tell you. Now, most of the questions, or maybe the questions that many other people might have about life, negative changes, experiences, phenomena, events, they mostly come out of a certain lack of understanding about karma. Because in Buddhism, karma is not a linear process. What does it mean by not being linear? You know, like in many religions and Abrahamic religions, even some so called misunderstanding Buddhism, they are saying good begets good, bad begets bad, right? That's the karma to many people. Actually, Buddhism accepts, yes, that is true. But Buddhism also presents two other karma patterns. There are four patterns of karma. Good begets good, bad begets good begets bad begets good. Now, don't worry. It is because why someone who has done a lot of good karma can be reborn in a bad place for a short time, okay? Because the habitual karmas take effect. It is because the person's last thought may have gone wrong with the wrong view. Let's say you are a very good person, but the moment you are dying, you are very, what you call, you are ignorant about something. Maybe you had anger, you had jealousy, and suddenly you passed away. Maybe you go to bed at night with some of the bad thoughts, and during the night you have a bad dream about that particular last thought, and you are dying in sleep from a heart attack, maybe a stroke or something else. So that's why the Buddha says always keep your attitudes, intentions, thoughts free from greed, hatred, delusion, not for the Dhamma talk, not only for the temple activity, not for the retreat only. Always, always keep your attitudes, thoughts, intentions free from greed, hatred, delusion. You are good then. If you are not as such, then you die with a lot of good karma, but with the wrong thought, maybe greed, maybe hatred, delusion, not dana, generosity, not metta, loving, not wisdom, panya. You are dying with lubha, dosa, moha. Then you be gone into the third pattern of the karma. Fourth pattern is a bad person, and after the death, going to be reborn in a better place for a short time. Why is it? The bad person has been engaging in bad things just before he or she passed away. Suddenly, out of good luck or whatever, going to be able to think about something good, a dana thought, a metta thought, or a panya thought. Maybe he or she, like Matta Kundali story, Matta Kundali was going to die. The Buddha sends a Buddha image. He said, who is this person? Very peaceful. I have never seen this kind of a person in my life. And then he was happy and he passed away. Right? And he was reborn as a Deva. So that means there are four patterns to understand karma. Don't always put all the things into karma because it's not a garbage. If it is a garbage, you can put everything into that box. Karma is a place, there are good things, bad things, mixed things. So and also understand in Buddhism, karma is not a place where you cannot change things. You can change your karma. That is positivity. I started this talk by saying positivity. How to change karma? You can change karma by engaging in more good karma. Not killing, not stealing, not sexual misconduct, not lying, not slandering, not using hurtful speech, not gossiping, idle chatting, not being covetous, not having ill will, not having wrong view. The more you are doing these 10, the more bad karmas can be neutralized, mitigated, weakened. But now don't take it in a wrong way. I can do bad karma and then I can purify. No, I'm telling you the things that you may have done. So do more good karma, you can change your destiny. Financial situation, breakup, divorce, university, life, household life, your spirit. All these are the conditions to these are to be changed. So then you can find out happiness in this life and after. All right, I think with that, we can go to the transference of good karma. Is that okay, Sister Sally?
Yes, Bante.
You want to say
So,
a few words before I transfer?
no, thank you so much. A lot of things that Bante give today is really benefit to all of us. I believe so, and then because I see like some of the participant who ask question, they kind of like have relief when they hear your advice or your a way to deal with their daily problem that affects their mental health. So thank you so much. And okay, I think we will close the program and then Bante will chant the Etawata Sutta for sharing merits.
Yes. Thank you, IBFC, for inviting me. And you are telling me that you are starting over the program. I hope that this is a good start, and then you'll be able to continue every month, and then more people will be join. So, with all the good karmas we've been making, first of all, we chanted homage to the Buddha 3 times. You took refuge again, took precepts, and then we did the Vandana part for the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. And we had a very good discussion about mental health. We nailed down to life aspects, how to recover. And we said there are solutions. Don't ever think that there are no solutions. There are solutions, but the ignorant part is you never know what they are. That's why you need wisdom. And through this wisdom, you are making them happen. May all the good karmas you've been making today, we are going to think about, reflect upon Deva, Naga, Mahitika. May Deva, Naga, Mahitika receive all these good karmas. May they be well and happy. May they protect and bless all of us for good health, quality of life, prosperity, and safety. May they wish our Dhamma journeys. May they attain the Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Ettavatacha amhehi sambatang punya sampadang sabe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Ettavatacha amhehi sambatang punya sampadang sabe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Ettavatacha amhehi sambatang punya sampadang sabe satta anumodantu Sabba Sampatti Siddhya. Is that all? Is there another slide? Okay. Akasatta cha bhummatta deva naga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakhang tulokasasananti. And then we are going to think about all the deceased loved ones. May all the deceased loved ones, including Sister Leon Pinon's husband, and everybody who passed away in the name of all of us, may they be well and happy, may they attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Idang go nyati nang hotu sukita huntu nyatayu. Idang go nyati nang hotu sukita huntu nyatayu. Idang go nyati nang hotu sukita huntu nyatayu. Blessings. Devo vassatu kalena sassa sampatti hutu cha pito bhavatu lupo cha Raja bhavatu dhammiko akasatta cha bhummatta devanaga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkhantu sasanam. Akasatta cha bhummatta devanaga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkhantu desanam. Akasattha ca Bhummattha Devanaga Mahindika Punyantang Anumuditva Chirang Rakhantu Mang Paranti Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. Wishing everyone a good night at the same time. For those who are this part of the world, have a good day. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, IBFC members, staff, everybody for inviting me. I hope that this will be a monthly event with other Sangha members as
Yes.
well to share the Dhamma knowledge. Thank you.
We hope,
Thank you,
Bante.
Bante.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Bante.
Bante.
Oh,
Yes.
Bante, maybe before you go, and also for everybody, we would like to take a photo screenshot with Bante. So,
Yes, yes.
so please stay for a while. And
Yes.
then if you if you want, you can turn on your video so we can see everybody. And before we do that, Felix will do the photo shot, and then he'll say 1, 2, 3. So get ready. Thank you, everyone.
Good. 1, 2, 3.
Maybe one more time, Felix.
Yep. Time. 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Thank you so much, Bante.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. I see you next program.
Thank you, Bante.
Thank you, Bante.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Bante.
Namo Buddhaya.
Namo
Thank you,
Buddhaya.
Celine. Yes, Namo Buddhaya.
Thank you, Sally. Bye.
Thank you.
Namo Buddhaya.
Namo Buddhaya.